Has death visited your household? Are you or your family or somebody you know currently involved in a grief situation due to a loss of a loved one? Well, if so, you'll really want to pay attention to today's episode here on Behind the Words TV, because we're visiting with a grief author specialist. Hi, I'm Paul Madsen, host of the program and founder of growmedia.com. And with me today is Sharon Zehnder. Sharon, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here, Paul.
Sharon, I'm going to jump right in. I would like you to tell us, who is your book for? First of all, let's talk about what the book is. CrossWords for Grief, God's Truths for Encouragement and Hope. Tell us, Sharon, who is this book for? Who's going to benefit from reading it?
Paul, anybody that's grieving. And, nowadays grief, it was primarily for grief through death, but there's all kinds of other griefs that we're going through with the pandemic, losses in life, so all of those would apply.
You're telling me that there's more grief than just grief that a family has when they lose a loved one.
Yes.
There are other kinds of grief through,
Yes.
What's another example of something that would cause someone grief?
The loss of a job, a divorce, a handicapped child, the pandemic.
All sorts.
It's huge.
The pandemic is causing a lot of grief.
Yes.
I'll agree with you on that.
Yes.
I'll agree with you on all of those things. Grief is pervasive, and I guess why? Why did you write a book about grief? I mean, that's a kind of an obtuse topic. We don't really have think about it every day. But why did you write the book, Sharon?
Well, the book came about because I was completing my master's degree. I had a final project, and I didn't know what to do. And I was so thankful. The Lord just laid it on my heart as I was waking up one day. He gave me the concept, the idea, the name, and so I wrote it then, and I knew at the time He gave it to me as something to be published. That took a little years later, but we got there.
You got there,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, the Lord gave it to you in your heart, and you ran with it. That's
Yes.
wonderful. What's your background, Sharon? What qualifies you to write this book?
Well, my background, as far as education, I have a bachelor's of science and family services. I went on to get my master's of arts and liberal studies. There's a concentration in church and community. But the grief part in particular, I have worked at Heafy Mortuary, Heafy, Hoffman, Dwork, and Cutler Mortuary here in Omaha for 22 years.
Very good.
It's family-owned
In what
mortuary.
role have you been on that?
I'm the aftercare director. It's a part-time position, but I follow up with families, especially those who have lost a spouse, and run our support groups, and also just make sure families know there's resources of support for them. And
I'm very aware of
background.
that service and that group, and it's a wonderful one. In fact,
Yeah.
CrossWords for Grief, Sharon Zehnder. You can get the book on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, wherever fine books are sold. Sharon, thanks for coming.
Thank you.